I realized that like people who work in the startup and innovation ecosystem, there's like two types of people. One is like people like us who are like ecosystem professionals. Either you're part of an incubator, accelerator, you run a program, you maybe build products for SMEs and startups, or you're a founder. And they don't necessarily switch between them, but once you're in the startup space, you tend not to leave. In some capacity, you'll be there. So that's one thing I learned. And even about myself, like over the years, I sat at different seats at the table: government, bank, big four, and then advisor on my own, but never left the startup space. Yeah. So that's one thing I learned. The second thing I learned is that the startup ecosystem is actually a crossroad between like four different things, like innovation, business, government, and human behavior. So like innovation and business, you think, okay, no brainer, right? It's like innovation and business goes together, startup ecosystem. But government and human behavior. So in Singapore especially, I noticed that the government takes a lot of involvement in the startup and innovation space, right? Enterprise Singapore especially. And they really want businesses to succeed, and they want it to be like the place where businesses set up, they domicile, they create employment, and they use Singapore as a springboard into the region and the rest of the world. And human behavior, I feel like a lot of the startup ecosystem is, number one, making things easier for people, but also very much sentiment driven, right? So a lot of trends, a lot of like looking at how people think and changing the way people behave and do business and live their life. And a couple of big but also cliche examples are like, you know, like Uber, like Google, like Microsoft even, you know, stuff like that. Just changed the way we do stuff in our life. All came from startups.